we had Matt LaFleur at the podium earlier this morning, Jacob, and I thought this was really cool. As he was asked, I can't remember if Matt Schneiden asked the question or not, but Matt Schneiden put the tweet out, said Matt LaFleur asked if Nate Hobbs needs to tone down his physicality during non-padded practice. Quote, the answer is yes. I don't think it's malicious. Said that's a part of Hobbs' game the Packers lack in free agency, man. How cool is it that you got a cornerback? Really, in all honesty, guys, what we did was we replaced Jair Alexander with Nate Hobbs.
Yeah.
Which here is the flashy, the fun-loving, the cut-up, right? The whole I want to celebrate and dance in your face. Yeah, exactly. Rap City, all that. Nate Hobbs sounds like a serial killer. You know what I mean? One of these just brings a different approach, and I think you want that on defense, man. You couple that with Rashawn Gary's intensity, right? And then you got Kenny Clark's calm demeanor. You know, he's very kind of the calming influence in the defensive room. Love the fact that Hobbs is going out there and just stirring things up, man. What do you think about that?
Man, I couldn't be more excited about that, honestly. You know, we've for a long time, I think I touched on it last night. We've had a cornerback room that, you know, has been a little bit, I don't want to say maybe patty cake type, you know, corners. Jair had a stretch where he was willing to throw his shoulder in there. And then once he broke that arm or shoulder when he went in there, it seemed like he just absolutely kind of shied away from being like a big hitter type. And I think I said last night that we, you know, the Packers were at one time a very physical cornerback team where you had the likes of Al Harris, Charles Woodson, Tremont Williams, guys that were willing to absolutely lay the wood, lay the thunder. And we kind of got away from that, in my opinion, a little bit as of late. And it's nice to know that Hobbs, you know, like obviously we don't want him out there, you know, sending guys to the hospital that are on our team. But I love the fact that the guy is willing, and he seems like he's like Adrian here says, he's setting the tone. He's telling people like, hey man, if you come into my zone, I'm going to mess you up. And even if it's in, you know, practice, like, all right, tone it down a little bit there, Hobbs. But I love that. I love that energy. I love that aggressiveness. And it is starting to make me feel way more excited about that signing. At first I was kind of, you know, I was like, man, we paid that guy some money. Same with the bank signing. I need to take a step back and realize that almost every single free agent signing that we've had in the last, I don't know, 5 to 10 years, especially under Gutekunst, has been really substantial to the point where like they've been difference makers. I mean, I really do think that Hobbs is coming in with a lot of intensity, and I think he's raising the bar for those other guys in that room saying, hey dude, this is how I play football. You guys want to get on board, or you want to just cast me out as some psycho? I want the psycho. I want that. That's what you need on defense. You need 11 guys that are absolutely willing to dedicate themselves, throw their bodies into basically oncoming traffic, which is what the equivalency is trying to hit some of these NFL players is. And I'm just excited. I like what Coach Lynn's talking about, how I've heard that Keisean King is also having a great camp. Have you heard anything more about that? Hey, look at that. Look at this. It's almost like we planned it.
I know it, man. Paul Brettle.
We didn't.
We planned nothing on this show. Paul Brettle had a quote here from Matt LaFleur at the presser earlier. It says, quote, I think he's had a pretty impressive 3 days, LaFleur said of Keisean King. He's off to a really strong start, LaFleur says. And listen, we talked about this last year. We were expecting big things from Keisean King for a 7th-round pick, a guy that was highly touted coming out of college. Highly touted going into his final year of college, and then he just sank on draft boards, right? He kind of struggled his last year in college. Another perfect example of what we talked about, what happened with Jaden Reed. Take a step back your final year in college, and Goody goes back 2 years and says, that dude can play ball. Let's give him a shot. So, I'm excited about Keisean King. I think he's got some tools in the bag that will allow him to play slot if you need him to. I would rather see him on the corner, but it's going to be interesting to see how he plays out, or how he plays into this team here. Coach Lynn says Hobbs and Valentine working together will be huge for our secondary. I could not agree more, Coach, because they got that bond where they've known each other for so long that I think that's going to be magical. I really do, man. And Keisean, too. I've seen somebody tweet out earlier, Keisean Nixon was the first person on the practice field today. So Keisean, you think Keisean isn't hearing about Nate Hobbs? You think Keisean isn't hearing people like us talk about Carrington Valentine being the best corner in the room last year? telling you, man, Keisean's a competitor, Jacob. I think he's cut more from the cloth of Nate Hobbs than Jair Alexander in terms of intensity and willing to hit and things like that. But he does bring a little more mellow approach than Nate Hobbs does. But what do you think about that with Keisean, and anything you want to add here with Keisean King as well?
Yeah, I mean, I've been always on the fence with Keisean. I'm not gonna lie, but every time I watch tape on him, he's just like Adrian Senior. He's a dog. He comes in and he is that type of cornerback that I really want all of our cornerbacks to be, where he's willing to lower the head. He's willing to lower his body and kind of make hits, and he's willing seemingly to do whatever they ask him to do. I know he had that stint at the end of the year where they're like, I don't want to be returning kicks anymore. I don't know if that's going to hold true going into this, because he is a difference maker in that way. I really do believe that. And maybe he was just frustrated. And honestly, if you put a camera and a microphone on my face after I lose one of the most important things that I have, we forget that NFL players, that's their career, right? So like if you have the worst day of your job and somebody shoves a camera and a microphone in your face, I'd probably say some stupid stuff too. I'd probably say some stuff that like I wish I could take back. I'm not speaking for Keisean in any way, obviously. So, we'll have to let him decide what he thinks. But if I had my druthers, I would love Keisean returning kicks. I would love to maybe put somebody else back in punts and see how that works out. But I really do think that he is going to be, if not a starter, he's going to be an integral part of this team. I think he will still be a starter. I just don't necessarily know how that's going to pan out as far as the depth chart and everything else. But man, it's fun to have this conversation, because that's a great problem to have.
It really is, man. Ryan Wood just tweeted out this video. Everybody running on the field. You seen Savion?
Brent,
no helmet. What's that?
Brenton Cox, baby.
You got it. And Savion Williams did not have a helmet, so I imagine concussion protocol is still kind of playing that safe there. No big deal. Look at Big Anthony Belt, 71 here, Jake. Are you kidding me? Could you imagine lining up across from that guy? I mean, look, Carl Brooks is a big fella. Did you see Anthony Belton compared to Carl Brooks?
Yeah.
That is
big.
wild, man.
He big.
Rashawn Gary.
Stackhouse. Look at Stackhouse.
Oh, yeah, big stack. Look at the legs, dude. And listen, he's not fat either, man. You see the arms are cut. He's just a big boy. There's Isaiah Simmons, number 28, right? We got Nate Hobbs there coming in, number 20. I love the fact that Nate Hobbs wearing 21, too. Does that not bring back good memories for you, Jacob?
Oh, 100%. Mr. Woodson. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So just kind of getting a look at everybody around the field. There's Edge, Big Ezra and Cooper. I'm excited about the season he's going to have. Look at Tucker.
Oh,
dude. Look at the pipe.
He's thick.
And look, Jordan's another one. No, look at, I'm not trying to be weirdo here, but Jordan's legs, like, does it not look like that dude put on a little bit of muscle too? Like, seriously. I remember him being skinny last year. Now, it looks like Jordan's kind of thickened up, and it reminds you of Brett Favre when he first came to the Packers. It seemed like year two, all of a sudden, boom, he looked like a linebacker. You know what I mean? Now, Brett was on as they said, Ed Touffet and hops, right? That my man was just shotgunning beers, how he put his weight on, not Jordan. Jordan out here taking care of his body.
Yeah, maybe some painkillers here and there. Who knows?
Yeah, but mix those in every now and again. So
thicken them up a little bit. But it is really great to see these guys. They all look in football shape. And I really, really look here. Coach Lund said he's 225 plus. If that's the case, man. And honestly, what it made me think of was, remember when Rodgers all of a sudden late in his career was like, hey, man, I've been working out legs a lot. And I realized that when I work out legs, it helps my whole body. I feel like that Jordan, after going through the injury riddled season that he had last year, was like, all right, I'm going to get in the gym and do maybe like that Saquon / Josh Jacobs. I'm not saying he's got to deadlift like 600 pounds or whatever those guys do, but like just get in there, do some attention to the legs, the old quads, the old hammies, and see if that maybe helps yourself with the stepping into throws, that release, the footwork, all that. You can't tell me that doesn't help them. And look at Baron Sorrell right there. Oh man, I'm so excited. This is so cool. Yeah. I love it.
Who's 49? Remind me who 49 is, because he looked fired up coming out of there. Probably somebody that won't be here tomorrow, right?
I actually was. I think I pitched this to you. I would love if we had like a segment where we got to know the new guys with the numbers. The problem is that we have to wait until after camp gets done, because right now we got guys that are dueling numbers right now. So
yeah, see if we got a 49 on this early depth chart here. Who is 49?
Alexander Deslin Alexander?
Deslin Alexander. Gotcha. Yeah. So yeah. It's pretty cool, man, seeing these guys out here on the field. So looks like Tim just threw a tweet out here as well. We'll drop this down for a second. Pull up his tweet as we, like I said, got Tim. I bet you guys can't guess where Tim's hanging out, which side of the field, right? He's over there with the defense, baby. Quay Walker getting started on his work right away. So Quay Walker out there rehabbing once again. I love the fact that he's just doing everything he can to get ready for the season coming up. I'm really, really excited what Quay can put together here in 2025. And I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody piling in now. Got a huge crowd. If you guys would do us a big favor, take a quick second, hit that like button for us. If you're new here, subscribe. We'll be going live all year long. You know, all the content you want, Packers daily content, will be right here on this channel. We appreciate y'all making us part of your early morning, afternoon, as we're about to break into the afternoon down here in the South. But I just want to, give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank y'all so much. When you hit that like button, it boosts the algorithm and lets other people know, hey, maybe this show doesn't suck. And when they get in here, they'll realize the show sucks, but at least they got in here. So we appreciate y'all doing that for us.
Could I add to also, just if you guys could share? I've seen a lot of studies that like sharing the stream really, really helps a lot. So like, subscribe, share if you could. That helps a ton.
Yeah, definitely. And I want to give a shout out to Wes